Today's episode of the Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle. Ignore all the rumors. I have not been casted as the new Green Lantern.
And I am the Sussman Rick Sussman, and today I built a massive full-scale Gundam model.
Nerd.
And you are watching the Read Pile.
It is the week of March 4th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
There's really only been one story that super dominated this news this week.
Okay.
And it is... okay. It's going to take a little bit of explaining.
Alright, get us all up to gear.
Okay.
Tell us the story.
The story of poor Michelle Rodriguez.
I don't feel bad for her, but continue.
So a couple weeks back, maybe about 10 days ago, Newsarama did a completely speculative story where they said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if... and they said, wouldn't it be cool if the Green Lantern for Batman v Superman Dawn of Endless title was the female power ring that they only recently introduced after the Forever Evil storyline in the last couple of months of DC Comics. And they said, wouldn't that be interesting if they went with that direction, and they could easily cast somebody like Michelle Rodriguez, who sort of looks like the character, something Cruz, I think her name is. She's the new power ring, she's a girl, she's Hispanic. Okay. So, MoviePilot.com decided to take that idea. You wouldn't even call that a rumor. It's not a rumor, it's a thought, right?
They stole somebody's idea.
Okay, and then
a fantasy.
They took fan fiction.
And then they decided to
and they ran with
make it fact.
Well, they ran with it as they ran with it not as fact, but as potential rumor.
I'm just saying they lied.
Well, they used somebody else's story. Now, what makes this worse is that TMZ, I guess a reputable news source these days, I suppose.
Well known.
We won't say reputable.
We'll stay with that.
A well-known news source then tracked down Miss Rodriguez and said, "Oi, Michelle Rodriguez." I don't know why they're chatting, but whatever. How is it that you're the new Green Lantern? And she essentially said something along the lines of, I have no idea what you're talking about. Why are you people so obsessed with turning, the historically white superheroes into female Hispanic versions of themselves? And things kind of went from there.
Yeah.
So, you had thoughts on all of this.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this forward. I don't like her.
Michelle Rodriguez.
I don't, not at all. Okay? I still hate her from Lost.
There's
I'm still royally upset.
There's the problem.
I will never be forgiven.
Goes all the way back
and
to Lost.
anybody
has nothing to do with
anybody that has consistently been in these Fast and the Furious movies and takes that crap seriously. I don't trust anything that comes out of her mouth.
You know what? No, I gotta call BS on all this. Because the only reason why you hate her is because she ruined a few episodes. She ruined a storyline or two in Lost. You don't care about the Fast and Furious movies. You haven't seen one of them. How many Fast and Furious?
It's just extra.
How many Fast and Furious movies have you seen?
I haven't. I have more things against her now. I just throw it out there.
Well, what is your thought?
Okay. My thought is obviously she has absolutely no knowledge of superheroes, their origin stories, their ongoing storylines. She has no knowledge whatsoever. So for her to blurt out information like that because she thought she was gonna sound smart, probably. Maybe she thought she was making a point.
She was blindsided. She wanted to make a point. She had no knowledge of this. And why would she have knowledge of it?
I know, none of it was true. It was clickbait. I get it.
But
the
wasn't
thing
even
is, she talked out of turn in what upset... now I'm getting all over my words. What upsets me is that when these celebrities say stupid things like that, Then they have to backtrack and like, okay, well I have to formally apologize now.
The letter
the words that come out of my mouth.
Nicely written.
And blah, 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 blah. It's like, somebody just wrote that for her and
Well,
put it on Twitter.
Okay.
Who knows?
I think the takeaway here, though, is that clickbait, as we've told you on our show, as we've mentioned
exactly.
on Those Two Jerks, as we mentioned on the Reasons I'm Broke,
Yeah.
basically all the members of Nerd Up Media, one thing we've all stood together on is stop clicking links. Check your sources before you start blurting things out.
Just actually read it.
Read the story.
And use common sense. What kind of wording is it? Where's the facts? Where's the sources? Can you find this on other websites? Like, ones that
Maybe
always
like
check their sources?
I don't know, maybe like, E! Entertainment Weekly or CNN Entertainment or any reputable site.
What concerns me is that it keeps going on and on and on.
Well,
there's been a lot of things recently where it's actually reaching the news
like
on
television,
TV,
local television
and
is reporting.
it's concerning that people are not, these are about celebrities, pop culture, whatever, and maybe it's not as important, but you're not checking your facts. What kind of a reporter are you? What kind of, I don't understand.
They're poor ones. And
yes.
as we are here, the Read Pile, members of Nerd Up Media, we are bastions of proper journalism.
Well, no, but at least we're not gonna act like we know
Well, hang
something
on.
we don't know.
We
don't know it.
What if we just come up with our own idea, and then we can just turn that into a movie, and somebody will just run with it?
I think we should. I think we should just start making things up, and just as long as you sound confident, people will believe you.
And they should.
And unfortunately, we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that clickbait is creating more morons for this world, and unfortunately, we are at max capacity right now.
We have too many
And
morons.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
We need to make them moron.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We have to expand the internet. We have to expand it. I don't know how, but we're going to.
Are we gonna send them to Dinosaur Island, which isn't even an island; it's just a peninsula?
Yeah, and then they can continue their chats left and right, where they continue to cause riots on the internet, on their own personal internet over there. And they
It's a whole separate internet.
They're gonna have a separate internet. Signal does not go past that island. They can just stay there, and they can get all the stories they want.
There you go.
Okay.
You ready to review some comics?
Yeah, I need it.
All right, let's go.
Ready for some comic book reviews. I have a whole 4 comics. We're gonna start with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, your relationship with Poison Ivy is getting, I think, a little hot and heavy. It's very, I'm okay with it, but I mean, I kind of got it when I, with the whole, Anyway, we're continuing with basically her day-to-day life kind of thing. She's had some things kind of screw up on her in the last issue, and she's just trying to figure everything out. And of course, I already made the comment. Poison Ivy comes in and swoops in and says, "Hey friend, I am going to help you try to sort this out." And of course, they get together and they have some crazy idea to sort her life out. It's going to be a mess. Even her beaver says so. And it's going to be fun. Next up, Lady Killers. Alright, last issue. If you didn't read it, sorry. This will be a spoiler for you. Maybe you should keep up. Okay, last issue. She gets a little picture of the next person that she is supposed to kill. Well, it's a kid. Is she gonna do it? That's this issue, you'll find out. But she finds out who is attached to this kid. And oh my god, what's going on? It's insane. I think somebody is trying to take her out. And it's gonna be, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It is only issue 3, and I'm already completely just immersed in this world, and I want to know everything. Speaking of worlds, Rat Queens. Oh my gosh! So when this issue started, I was like, oh, now we're gonna really get to know, more insight on all the girls and their histories and everything, and then you realize, oh yeah, we're being drawn back to what's really going on. And it is absolutely insane. And the artwork, I love it. I'm happy. I'm okay with the whole change because it's fantastic. At first I didn't really quite notice because, I'm sorry, but the writing is amazing, so you're just kind of drawn into it and you just read. And then you're like, oh wait, I love the artwork. It's beautiful. But that's a good thing. If you don't really notice the big changes, and I obviously didn't get upset, so if I didn't get immediately upset, then it's good, in my point of view, if I didn't even notice at first. But the whole idea of what is really going on in their little world in the Palisades, and it's crazy, it's mystical, there's things going on, they gotta figure it out, they gotta take care of these creatures that are attacking everyone and everything, and it's just bizarro craziness going on, and flashes in time, and back and forth, and oh my god. And we gotta save Sawyer! Oh my god, we gotta save Sawyer! And what is going on towards the end of the issue is going to blow your mind, and you're just gonna throw the issue up in the air and say, are you serious? Give me one more page. Just one more page until the next issue. But we'll have to hold and wait and cry, and it'll be okay. But in the meantime, I will let you know that, oh my god, Grayson, it's Pick of the Week! And I don't know if I've ever had Grayson as Pick of the Week because, okay, reality, I have. But the reason I say that is that I've had some ups and downs, and there were a couple of times I just wanted to say, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna drop this because I felt like it was going a little slow. I understood where they were going with the story. Yeah, we're collecting all these organs, and they're coming from superheroes, and everybody with all these secret identities, and something's going on. What are you trying to do with all these organs? Well, at the same time, we need to stop these people because they're releasing all the secret information, or they will. Who knows? Well, we start finding out some answers, and it's creepy, and it's weird, and pretty insane. And when you finally think you have all the answers, you don't actually, because you find out there's even more going on. It's insane. But Grayson, of course, he gets to be Grayson, and he gets to step it up and be like, yo, okay, I'm gonna fix this situation. But then, of course, you find out there's another situation. And Helena is a badass, and that was Buster bumping the camera, and I'm not redoing this shoot. So we're gonna deal with that. Because I just talked for nonstop for how long? I don't know. Again, you're not gonna get me to do that again. But I'm telling you, if you're reading Grayson, or if you stop reading Grayson, you need to pick it up because this issue, definitely, it's worth it. It's issue 8. Seriously, even if you stopped at issue 1, you're like, whatever. Pick them up, read through really quick, and bam, issue 8, you're gonna fall in love, you're gonna be attached, you're not gonna want to stop. Okay, fine, Rick. Entertain me.
Well. Never had a shot ruined before it began, so good work, Elle. Hi, it's me. Time for review things. I have 2 new books on my list, one which was good and one which was amazing. We'll get to that later. Let's start with the good, because why not? Descender. Descender number 1. This is from Jeff Lemire, friend of the... Well, we review a lot of his books. I don't think he's actually one of our friends. And a notable artist from Reasons I'm Broke podcast, if I may sing the chorus properly, Dustin Wynn. They know. Anyway, Descender is already a movie. It will become one anyway. So issue 1 apparently is really hot and people want it. I picked it up because I like Jeff Lemire's art, and I like Dustin Wynn's art, and I like Jeff Lemire's writing, so I wanted to check it out. It has a lot of familiar themes and tropes that I've already read or watched movie-wise, but the art is really gorgeous and the storytelling is fun. We learn about Timmy, who is an android. He's the little guy in the... You should see the cover here by now. So he's the little guy on the cover. He is the last of his kind. He was created by a scientist, and as most things, and he is connected to these gigantic robots that are kind of destroying the universe, but we don't know how he's connected. So that's basically your intro. It's very much like if Mass Effect and AI came together, had a movie baby, it would be like Descender. It was good. I'm very interested in checking out the next issue. But like I said, it wasn't a whole lot of new, but it was very good. I did enjoy it. Speaking of not a whole lot of new, but still very good anyway, hi, it's another issue of Uber! This is issue 23. I'm just going to pause for a couple of minutes because I need to figure out a way to get you to read Uber. I don't know. I don't know why you're not reading Uber. Perhaps you're not a fan of good comic books. I know Elle isn't reading Uber. So maybe you're like her and you're just easily angered. You shouldn't be. Uber is very good. Don't be like Elle. Like Uber. Hear that? Nothing.
I'll take you down.
I knew I wasn't going to get away with that. Alright, moving on. In what is probably very surprising to a lot of you, not my pick of the week this week. Again, but still really awesome. Saga! And it's even blue like Sonic the Hedgehog, so my joke makes even more sense.
No, it doesn't.
It makes perfect sense, I assure you. So, 26, we have an introduction of some new characters. We have the continuation of the storyline. 26 is what I wanted 25 to be. My biggest complaint about 25 was the storyline. God. Buster is going to town on the catnip toy. And, yeah, he's a cat. So, 25 didn't really have a lot of pop. And I wanted, like, it was a lot of steak, but no sizzle. Which is fine. Who doesn't like a lot of steak? That's awesome. 26, however, that was all the sizzle. That was like, oh man, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. There's all kinds of new things happening. That's what I was looking for from issue 25. And, again, I know it's not Saga's fault that every issue is not an 11 out of 10. You know, every time I read an issue of Saga, it's always one of the books I'm most looking forward to. It's always a book I really, really, really am excited about. But the last couple of issues, since they came back from hiatus, I've just sort of been waiting for, well, when's this going to happen? When are we really going to move on this story? And we start seeing lots of chunks of that in this. Plus, we have a new wrinkle going on with Prince Robot's child. And it's an interesting sort of take on the surrogate father storyline. Very cool stuff. Very, very good, but not my pick of the week. My pick of the week is actually a book I had not intended on picking up. I went to my local comic shop and I found it on the rack, and it had a familiar name on the title, and I recognized the cover art at the very least, and it looked fun. Plus, it's a 4-issue miniseries. So let's get the graphics spinning up. My pick of the week. The Big Con Job. Jimmy Palmiotti and Matt Brady bring us a 4-issue miniseries from Boom Studios. Okay, why did I like this book? Why is it my pick of the week? Well, every now and again, like a book like Munchkin comes out that it's drawn and it's written, so it's a comic book, but it's not superheroes and it's not ridiculousness, and the Big Con Job is, it's like, how do I put this? It is for the long term. It is a love note. Yeah, it is a love note to long-term comic book nerd life people. There are so many inside jokes in here that you'll only get if you've read lots and lots of comics, if you've gone to lots and lots of conventions, if you've seen the rise and fall of your favorite stars and actors, and you've gone to a con to maybe, like I did, I interviewed a aging star once for a magazine. The story got killed, but I went and I had to go to this con and I had to sit down and I had to interview this person about what it was like to be on a show that hasn't been on the air in 35 years. And there's all of these little hidden gags in here. And in lieu of all that, in lieu of all the humor, there's actually a really touching, depressing story about one of these guys who was essentially Buck Rogers, and now he can't get a paycheck. And the dude decides that he's had enough. and it's really, really, like, gut-wrenching because the story is so human and so simple and so great. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 4 issues has to offer. No spoilers on what the con job is. You gotta check it out. It's pretty awesome. And, yeah, that's definitely a reason why it's my pick of the week. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for The Read Pile. Rick, who do we think?
I want to give a big shout out to Sam Raimi and George Clooney, who had dinner with us recently to discuss potential scripting of the Read Pile movie. So that definitely happened, and we want to thank those two gentlemen. I think it's cool that Mr. Clooney wants to portray a slightly aged sus man, but you know, I didn't think it was necessary for him to like take up my entire persona. Like the bouncing, that's just something I just sort of do. He didn't like have to.
Yeah.
No, this is really true.
Yeah, totally.
We'll see you guys next week. I made this today. It was arduous. It took me hours. It came in 2 pieces. Look at these little guys. You plug him into there. Look at it. Look at it. It's a Gundam. Nah, I made a Gundam. Proud of you. Proud